Good day, everyone, and welcome to mylifecourses.com. This is a unique learning platform for knowledge seekers. My name is Dr. Sherif Moody. What I'll be teaching you is not only Photoshop and how to use Photoshop, but the importance of color and what happens to color and how do we reproduce color. So let us first talk about color. How many colors do you think God created? Come on, take a guess. God created 16.4 million colors. Yes, that's correct. 16.4 million colors. And how we as human beings know this? Quite simply by the use of laser technology and nanotechnology. And then God created human beings. How many colors do you think you and I could see? No. Much more than this. And much less than 16.4 million colors. We are able to see 256,000 colors. Before we continue talking about colors, I want to ask you, do any of you have a dog? Yes, a pet dog. Did you know that dogs are colorblind? Well, luckily I'm not teaching dogs. I'm teaching potential advertisers and designers who could see 256,000 colors. How do we get the 256,000 colors? Quite simply by mixing the four primary colors, which are cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Here, where you see the cursor, this is cyan. This is the color called cyan. It is not baby blue. It is not sky blue. It is cyan. The second color is magenta. It's not pink. It's not all the other names I've heard before. No, this is called magenta. And then yellow and black. These in our industry, they are called CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, black. So please remember, CMYK. We do not work RGB, which stands for red, green, blue. And I will show you throughout this course our first big problem. All monitors show RGB colors, red, green, blue. But the work you will design and eventually print, they print in cyan, magenta, yellow, black. And this is where the problem occurs. You're watching a design and you're creating a design on a monitor which could only understand and show red, green, blue. And eventually when you will print it on a printing machine, it being digital or offset, which portrays colors or represents colors in the CMYK. And this was something we will talk about further on. Now, how do you get the hundreds, tens and hundreds and thousands of colors? Quite simply, by mixing the cyan, magenta, yellow, black, you are able to produce many other colors. Let's start here with the first color up here, the blue. Now, how do you get blue? If you mix the CMYK or the CM or the CY, so on and so forth, you will be able to get blue. Now, can you take a guess and tell me how you could get the blue? That's right. When you mix cyan and magenta, you get the blue. But as you might have noticed, in the cyan, you have the top box here, which is the darkest, and you have the lightest box here, which is the lightest. these are the percentages of 100% at the top here, all the way down to 5%. And all the differentiations are between them, 90, 80, 70, 60, so on and so forth. The same thing with the magenta, the yellow, and the black. Now, we said when you mix cyan and magenta together, you get blue. And you are quite right. When you mix 100% cyan and 100% magenta, you are able to get the final result, which is dark blue. 100% C, 100% M gives you the 100% blue. Next to it here, you have 75% blue. So logically, when you mix 75% magenta and you mix 75% cyan, you will get the 75% blue. So on and so forth with the 50%, the 25%, and the 5%. If we take the next color, which is green, can you take a guess how we could get green? Also correct. When you mix cyan and yellow, you're able to reproduce the color green. And the same rule applies with 100% down to 5% cyan and 100% yellow to the 5% yellow, you could get the different percentages of green. The next color is red. Now, can you take a guess and tell me how or which colors do you mix to get the color red? Correct. When you mix 100% yellow with 100% magenta, you get the red. And of course, the same rules applies when you mix the percentages of magenta and the percentages of yellow, you are able to get the different percentages of red. The next color is black. Yes, you are correct, and black is an individual color which stands out on its own, but also in the same time, black can be achieved by mixing other colors. Can you guess what these colors are? When you mix cyan, magenta, and yellow, you get black. So if you put 100% cyan, 100% magenta, and 100% yellow, you'll get solid black. And as you can see on the screen here, it is very dark gray. It's not actually 100% black, but it's very, very close. If you don't have the color black while you're reproducing your design, you can achieve a very dark color, very close to black. Now the difficult question, how do you get white? Come on, you're not trying hard enough. We said the way to get blue is by mixing cyan and magenta, and the way you get red, you mix the magenta and the yellow, and the way you get green, you mix, yes, say it, correct, the cyan and the yellow. So how do you get white?